Democrats are more likely than Republicans to give a cheating spouse another chance, while men are more likely to forgive than women. Well,
That part is
obviously,
true. I mean, I don't know about the Democrat Republican thing, but I think for sure that second part is true about men forgiving. I know men who have forgiven spouses for having affairs, and I think when you couple that fact about men being more forgiving with the fact that women never ever forget anything, that's got to be true.
well, if I put myself in that situation, I would have to say that I would be very forgiving, certainly, and I would express that verbally if my defense attorney would allow me to take the stand.
Right before you were let off in handcuffs. No, I'm telling you, I would not. I mean, I don't, whatever it is, that would be the end. That would be the deal breaker for me for sure.
Oh yeah, that's a complete and total deal breaker. Like
Okay, so
you're
let's ask Jessica since we're kind of being loose today. So Jessica, you find out that whomever cheats on you this way, the way the story is playing out, what would you do? How do you think you would react? Would you hang around, give him another chance?
Uh, Hell no. That's the easy answer. I probably would would have done what that chick did and a few more things. You know that Blue Cantrell song,
I do not.
the hit 'em up style.
Does it have super glue in the lyrics?
There's no super glue, but she ends up selling all his stuff and throwing the rest of it out the door.
All right.
yeah, that to me, yeah, that's a thing, man. That's a total deal breaker as far as I'm concerned. Oh God, yeah, that just absolutely. I just thought that was very funny.
I love
Um,
creative stuff like that. She doesn't go like Lorena Bobbitt, but but man, just being that guy. I wonder how many people did the story say like how many people were around, or was it just the two of them when he
you know
opened?
what? It made no mention of that at all.
Because that would have been
And
awesome at like a family thing. There's a bunch of people around.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, yes, the
actually,
whole family's all around the tree and everybody's expressing their love and giving gifts. And all of a sudden he's like, oh, baby. And he's got a hand,
Yeah.
3, 4 different packages. And as he opens them,
And she would tell him to open that one last.
of
That was
course.
oh gosh,
talk
yes.
about a dude. You
Actually,
talk about a buzzkill.
there was a few years ago, I think it was, well, it was quite a few years ago, this guy that he was going to marry somebody and found out that his was going to be wife cheated on him. And they did like the wedding, the rehearsal dinner thing.
Hmm.
And in the rehearsal dinner, he showed all these, he did a slideshow of the pictures of her with the guy because he had hired a
See,
private investigator
I think that's
in front of
awesome.
her
Every once
family.
in a while, you do run across a clever story like this, where one or the other finds a very creative way to say. So
I see what you did there.
That was good. That was good.
but this one is awesome. I mean, I really think it was great.
Yeah, it's funny, man. Not that it's funny, but I think that I think that the embarrassment that happened with this, obviously, this dude. Now, one of the other things is one of the pictures. It looks to me like she actually videoed him opening it, because
Yes,
there's one picture that it looks like a screen grab from a video. Now
right.
to have a video of it, that would have been amazing. To post up the video, him opening the gift, and everybody has the same face when they're opening a gift. There's a mixture of pleased and happy and expectant and excited, and then just that moment where when he opened it up, there's a bit of a quizzical, what's this? Then his eyes focus, and then his irises absolutely expanded to the size of Alaska
So
as he realized.
what just happened, and I'm thinking like, okay, if it's me, and play the scenario where there is a whole bunch of like family and folks gathered around.
Right.
Um, do you go? Do you like act? Because hell's going to break loose later. Do you just act like you look at it, you open it kind of, and you kind of look at, oh, honey, you shouldn't have, and then, and then you just,
Right,
and then you
exactly.
move on till afterwards, and then you pack your shit and leave.
Oh my gosh, yes. Quite frankly, man, I think about it. The fact that it wasn't that there wasn't a homicide committed, because that would be my instinct on any of that kind of thing, man.
Wow.
To kill somebody.
Well, okay.
I don't. Maybe
I see.
maybe that's too harsh.
That might be just a tad too hard. But you're not talking about you're talking about going after the guy or whatever.
No, if I was the
Okay. No, I'm saying you're the guy, but then are you this potential homicide, the significant other, or the guy with whom she cheated?
oh no, see that part I never understood. I mean, if
I
a
didn't
guy
either.
finds out his woman is cheating on him, um, going after the guy for that part I've never really understood that.
Nor have I. I've never gotten that. It wasn't his fault. I mean, seriously.
Right. It takes literally two to
Yeah.
tango.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, whenever I've heard about that, yeah, I had a buddy that got involved in something like that, and the other party received some violence. Let's just put it that way.
You know what? The only fight I ever saw in my life. This goes back to high school, and we heard it going on in the hallway at school. And man, it sounded like all hell had broken loose. It was two girls, and I've had other people tell me when girls get into a fight, it's just as as vicious as it can be.
Oh
And they
Lord,
were out in the
yeah.
hallway throwing crap around and pulling each other's hair and the whole bit. And it was over one of them cheating on on their boyfriend. But again, yeah, I mean, I don't know. But you know what? At that point, again, it's just time to pack up your crap and say, okay, I'm out.
I'm out. Yeah, because at this point, I don't believe that she was suggesting couples counseling or an
Yeah.
extended dialogue on the issue.
Well, then and then, how do you ever trust that person again?
Ever. You can't. And that's now I do know I have one of my very best friends um, had a circumstance that he and his wife went through of something like that early on in their marriage. And kudos to them for putting it back together. But it just, to me, quite honestly, Mike, in that particular case, both of them are far bigger human beings than I, because that would be something that would come up in my mind all the time.
You know what? Exactly. And I have a well, wait a minute. I shouldn't probably even say what the relationship is, but I have a relative couple, if you will, that one of them, yeah, several times years ago, and the other one caught the other one in a parking lot. That is that whole routine, and it was rough for them for a while.
Wait, they
But
caught him in a parking lot?
the husband kind of figured out what might be going on, and he thought he knew where they might be. So
No.
yeah, they weren't doing the deal, but they were.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, like he didn't have her like over the hood of a car or anything. I'm just saying that he that he knew that he knew what was going on, and so I mean, dead to rights, and they had some really rough times for a while. That was wow, that was well over 30 years ago, and he got over it, and he said, you know what do you do when you love someone? And that's what he said to me, and I said, man, you're a bigger man than I am, because I don't think I could have ever done it. And they've been happy for years, and again, to your point, I mean, bigger man than me.
uh, yeah, that would just quite. I don't know if I could muster the sense of humor about it that this chick did. I mean, I think that the screenshots and all of that,
Do you think there was humor involved when she was putting that together?
not that part. I think putting it on Twitter, there's a bit of humor. Maybe
Yeah,
not, but that's
yeah.
my
I look at it more as revenge and a bit of bitterness. And she's thinking to herself, what is the best way I can embarrass the hell out of this bastard?
yeah. How could I make his life just absolutely horribly awful? And that's an emotion that I can second.
See, yeah. I mean, listen, this is what's great about this show. I mean, we've just about killed the first half hour. We got the year in review to talk about. We got some stories to talk about. But we were just able to, I think, in a very entertaining fashion, to talk about talk about a cheating bastard and a genius way that his significant other got back at him. I don't think a lot of shows like we do that, man.
At least not with the level of hilarity, genius, and insight. Let's go back. Let's circle back real quick to the Democrat-Republican thing.
Sure.
Yeah, and I get why guys are more apt to forgive because men are generally pigs, and
Well,
we
sure.
spend,
Yeah.
we spend a significant part of our waking moments trying not to think about having sex with whoever it was that just walked by us, quite honestly. Am I right?
Yes, you are. Hey, let me real quickly throw in something I was thinking a minute ago relative to this, and I don't know what his politics are. One of the funniest things I ever heard. I love Terry Bradshaw. That dude was never got the credit he should have gotten. 4 Super Bowl rings with the Steelers. Everybody said he was stupid, and he only got where he got, so to speak, because of the tremendous team around him. That's a debate for another time. But he was on Leno one time, and this is about this subject. And Jay says to him, Terry, you're such a nice guy. I don't understand why you have relationship after relationship fail. And Bradshaw looks at him and he goes, Jay, I just can't not lie. And I think a lot. And I think a lot of guys might be like that. But anyway, yeah. So the Democrat-Republican thing. What are you thinking?
I don't know. I don't know what the takeaway on that. It was that a what does it say here? It was a.
I mean, so I don't get it at all because Democrats tolerant, right, in theory, on paper, but Democrats, liberals, among the least tolerant people that exist on the planet. They're tolerant if you share their beliefs. Now, I don't know, maybe is a bit of it, well, hell, we have loose morals. I'm kidding, loose morals and whatever. I'm teasing, but is there some kind of tolerance among Democrats that does not extend to those of a different political persuasion? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I'm looking at the HuffPo thing, and it was when was this survey done? It was done a couple of years ago. Although HuffPost divorce. So Huffington Post has its own divorce section of their site, apparently. 1,000 adults polled. 45% said that they would give their spouse another chance. 11% said they would definitely give their spouse a second chance. 28% said they'd file for divorce no matter what. 25% said that they had cheated while in a relationship.
Wow. I don't know. I just I don't get the political thing. I just don't get the breakdown. I'd like to know the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey says.
Yeah, and the HuffPo thing doesn't mention.
Right.
It doesn't mention the Republican. So I don't know. I don't know which editor made that comment, and I don't know where they got it.
Well, we should demand sourcing if the comment is made.
That's a good point, Mike.
Multiple links, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, so we're almost out of time, man. Take us out.
All right, so listen, again, showing our adeptness at radio excellence, we were able to carry that thing for a half hour, not on purpose, because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. And we will do that when we come back for the second half hour of The Right Mics with Mike Miller and Michael Hausum. Do not go away. Do not go away. See you on the other side.
Hi, this is Taylor, and while you're listening to all the other great shows here on Vigilant Liberty Radio, be sure to check out my show on Saturday nights called Saturday Night Cigar Lounge. You never know what we're going to talk about. It's always a fun time. That's Saturday Night Cigar Lounge, Saturday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, here on